Hey ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Steven and I have a YouTube channel called Redolessence. Thank you so much for watching. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Asgharali, and this one is called Faraat. So stay tuned. So this is a relatively new scent, if I'm not mistaken. The company did reach out to me. They asked me if I wouldn't mind taking a closer consideration at one of their fragrances, and the note breakdown for this one seemed pretty appealing, so I chose this one, and luckily it ended up being a really good one. So this one is called Faraat, and it does have notes of rose, osmanthus, apple. It's a fruity floral with a little bit of mandarin in the opening, making a bit citrusy and orangey at the same time. I'm excited to tell you what I think of the smell. Let's start things off with the presentation. So the presentation for this one is gorgeous. It has this almost faux leather construction to it. You have the name of the company printed down here in the bottom right. Opens up just like this. Reveals the silhouette of the bottle. It's not magnetic or anything, but it does have this jewel here on the front, really cool. And it also has a sleeve that goes on top of this, and it has all the information on it. So here is the actual bottle, really decked out. It kind of gives this, 1001 Arabian Nights feel. It has the same jewel up on the top here. So the top of the bottle is the same as what you see on the front here. So it's really cool how they did that. I love the atomizer on this one. The distribution is gorgeous. You can control how much you want to spray. The cap, snug feel, but I wouldn't pick it up from the cap just because, the bottle looks pretty precious, and so I don't want anything happening to it. And then you have all of your information on the bottom here if you want to authenticate your purchase. Let's continue with the smell. So as soon as this fragrance opens up, you do get that bright citrusy opening. It's very refreshing and inviting. The orange is magnetic. It kind of lures you in, but it's not overly citrusy. You don't get really bergamot or neroli or anything else like that, but you do get an orange note, which is nice and bright. And then it kind of transitions into this smell of osmanthus and rose. I do get a little bit of the apple nuance, but I think it's more floral than it is fruity. And so if you're not a fan of florals, I would recommend that you try some of the other offerings within this line. By the way, links for the purchase is going to be down below. And if you just want to explore what else the company has to offer. But I do get those floral nuances, and I like that the osmanthus in here is kind of calming. And so osmanthus actually happens to be one of my good friend Carlos's favorite notes. And when I had him try this, he actually really liked this one. And he goes, oh man, what is that? And of course, he was smitten and enamored by the presentation, which I think is very top notch. But then I also had my good friend Gary try it, and he's a fan of florals as well, but he said that this one was one that he personally wouldn't wear. And so I feel like this is one that you do need to sample, but I love the overall vibe that this one gives off. It's kind of exotic, it's a little bit floral, but a lot of people, of course, in the Middle East wear floral scents. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this is from Bahrain, and so a lot of the fragrances from this house, they do ship from Pennsylvania, but this company is based out of the Kingdom of Bahrain. So it has the florals, it has the citrus elements. When it dries down, I know it's not listed as a note, but I get kind of like a creamy sandalwood. It's very soft and smooth and subtle, and it's creamy. I love that about this one. And so this one is a nice sort of close encounter scent. It sits like a warm blanket on your skin. It's citrusy and it's smooth and it's not overbearing. It's not one that's loud or pungent. It's not aggressive. I actually reviewed a couple other fragrances recently, one of which was Tyrannosaurus Rex by Xerjoff. That one really punched you in the face when you smell it. And I also reviewed another one called Poem of Damas by Al-Khabra, and that's a Turkey-based company, and that one is also very loud and pungent with oriental notes, and this one is like the polar opposite to that. It's very smooth and soft and subtle. And so what I like is that had it been just osmanthus in here, it would have leaned in a very floral direction, but because it also has this note of rose in there, I feel like that makes it unisex, and rose happens to be one of my favorite floral notes. And so it's rose, iris, orange blossom, and heliotrope. Those are like my best florals right there. And so this one spoke to me, Thank you for sending this to me for my consideration. I think it's a wonderful perfume. Let's finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, I took a look at the uniqueness and the overall smell, and this one is unique in the sense that I haven't really smelled anything that smells like this one, so I'm very impressed. Overall smell, very soft, smooth, inviting, creamy in the base, floral, but it has this overall vibe that's very well pieced together. A lot of the notes really complement one another. There's no one note that really sticks out, and it doesn't seem like they're vying for attention, but they play in each other's harmony very well. Overall smell is very pleasant as well. Longevity on this one was about 5 to 6 hours, so it's not an overly loud scent, and projection on this one was... It projected for like a good hour, especially while that orangey citrus is going on in the top with the mandarin. And then it did become a skin scent at like the 4-hour mark, or I should say it created a more intimate bubble. It didn't really fully become a skin scent. Maybe around the 5-hour mark is when you really had to press your nose up against your skin in order to be able to smell this one. So performance could be a little bit stronger on my skin, but I do have dry skin. Versatility on this one, great. I see this one being worn in a lot of the hotter months, but I think this one could work really well in the fall as well. While it's becoming a little bit colder, a little bit chillier outside, you can wear this one in any occasion, but because this is a deviation from the standard, designer fragrances that you've tried out there, I think this is one that's really going to get you noticed, it's going to get people's attention, and it's going to get people's heads turning. And so I would wear this one when I really want to make a statement. So I would wear this one dressed up. I think some might argue that this leans a little bit feminine, but I think anybody of any sex can wear this one. It does utilize a lot of unisex ingredients in here. It's not what people would traditionally classify as masculine per se, but anybody can wear this one. And the presentation on this one is top notch. My final verdict on this one is I really like the smell. This is definitely one that I want to wear more of in the coming months so I can get a better feel for it. Full disclosure, I have had this one in my possession for some time, so I do apologize for putting out this video a bit late, but I always am very appreciative of the fact that you have thought of me. But thank you so much for sending this to me for my consideration. I can't tell you how much it means to me. I think this is a very well put together scent. If you are a fan of some of the notes that I spoke about and you want scents that kind of act like a second skin, very personal, intimate, but will still get you noticed, I think this one is definitely worth checking out. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my review of Faraat by Asgharali. If you own or have tried anything by this company, I would love to hear what you think. Please leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to rate and subscribe for future videos. And that includes reviews just like this one, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, special guests, interviews, vlogs, and everything fragrance related. Thank you for watching. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.